Let's get started with another PTE passage. We discussed a couple of passages in the previous videos. Now discuss another one. So most of the students always asking, try to discuss difficult passages so that would be more beneficial. All. So I'm trying to pick some passages which are not easy. So if that is easy passage, there is no necessity to learn from a video, right? So okay, let's see. So you can pause the video and try to understand the question and also on the following question and also the passage, right? So frankly speaking, you should be able to improve your understanding ability by checking out different passages. You should know, okay, this is how a particular sentence should be understood. This is how the word should be understood in particular context. So that's how you should be able to improve your comprehension. Whenever you work on different passages. So let's see this. So let's understand exact meaning of individual sentences of the passage. The first sentence is large wind farms might, let me highlight this. It is still here. Oh, the lengthy sentence. Large wind farms might interfere with the flight patterns of migratory birds in certain areas. Okay, the large wind farms are actually disturbing the flying patterns of birds in certain areas, and they have killed large birds. These wind farms, there will be wind turbines on a open place, right? So they are wind farming, killed large birds of prey. Okay, so the birds of prey are being killed due to these wind farms, especially hawks, falcons, and eagles that prefer to hunt along the same ridge lines that are ideal for wind turbines. Okay, so um, so these birds, it's not birds, large birds of prey. They have killed large birds of prey. Right? Okay, let's understand. So open places, what does this mean? Big areas, larger areas with many windmills can cause problems for the birds that travel long distances. What we generally call them migratory birds. These birds fly from one place to another, often in groups depending on the season. You know that, right? Sometimes these big birds like hawks and eagles, which are strong and hunt other animals, get hurt or die because they fly into these spinning blades. So the wind turbine contains some blades too. Okay, so they are going to get hurt or die because they fly into these spinning blades. The birds like to fly and hunt in high places like hills, and these hills are also where people like to put windmills because it's very windy there. Where the wind speed is sufficient, they are going to establish these windmills, right? Yeah. The second sentence. The killing of birds of prey by wind turbines has pitted. Pit means compete against. Pit environmentalists who champion wildlife protection against environmentalists who promote renewable wind energy. Okay, there are supporters, uh, you know, for these birds, and there are supporters who who are actually supporting renewable energy, wind energy. So there is a clash. There is a conflict between these two environmentalists. Both are actually environmentalists, but they have different opinions on these two topics. So what does this exactly mean? The highlighted sentence means these windmills can hurt or kill, big hunting birds, has caused a disagreement among these nature lovers, environmentalists. Some nature lovers, environmentalists focus on keeping animals safe, while others want to make energy without polluting the air, like using wind instead of burning coal or oil. So they are upset because they both want to protect the earth, environment, biodiversity, around us. But they disagree on the, you know, on the best way to do it, because the birds getting hurt. Okay, who are concerned about birds oppose these wind farms. Who are concerned about, uh, greenhouse gases, encourages renewable energy sources, concern about these environmental pollution and all. Who supports wind farms? The next one. So researchers are evaluating how serious this problem is and hope to find ways to eliminate or sharply reduce this problem. Okay. So scientists are studying how big of a problem it is, and that windmills can hurt these birds. How extent the birds are getting hurted, birds are getting died. They want to understand how often it happens and how bad it is to the environment, to the well-being of our earth. So they are also trying to think of ideas on how to stop this from happening, or at least make it happen a lot less, reduce that bad effects. Yeah, this is what meant by the highlighted sentence. And the next sentence, so it is a bit lengthy again. Yeah, some analysts also contend means oppose, challenge, that the number of birds killed by wind turbines is dwarfed by, means reduced by, okay, lesser than birds killed by other human related sources, and by the potential loss of entire bird species from possible global warming. Okay, some experts believe that even though some birds are killed by windmills, more birds are harmed by other things, humans do. Okay, harmed by humans basically, like building glass buildings they fly into and they die, changing the weather of the whole planet, global warming, that is absolutely by humans, right? Which can be even worse because it might cause whole types of birds to disappear forever, extinction. The human contribution is, you know extinction of birds. So comparatively windmills are not, you know harmful harm as humans to the birds. The next one. So the next sentence is actually supporting the previous sentence with the numbers, right? Recorded deaths of birds of prey and other birds in wind farms in the United States currently amount to not more than 300 per year. Okay, what does this mean? The number of birds and other birds that die each year in places with windmills in the United States is about 300, not more than 300. This means not a lot of birds are dying because of windmills compared to other dangers, other human activities, right? The next one. It is too lengthy. Yeah. So by contrast, in the United States, an estimated 97 million birds are killed each year when they collide with buildings made of plate glass. 57 million are killed on highway each year. At least 3.8 million die annually from pollution and poisoning. And millions of birds are electrocuted each year by transmission and distribution lines carrying power produced by nuclear and coal power plants. Okay. So what does this overall mean? So compared to 300 birds killed by windmills, many more birds die from other things in the United States. For example, about 97 million birds crash into, clear glass windows of building and die. About 57 million are hit by cars on roads and die. Around 3.8 million birds die because of dirty air and poison, bad air, impure air. Also, many birds are killed when they touch wires, when they come across wires, when they touch wires carrying electricity from power plants that use nuclear energy or coal energy. Okay, right? Hope you have understood exact meaning of whole paragraph. Let's understand. In simple language, the paragraph is talking about how windmills, which are, uh, a kind of poles with big blades that spin to make electricity from the wind, right, can accidentally hurt or kill birds that fly into them, right? Some birds, especially big ones like eagles, hawk, like to fly and hunt in the same places where these windmills are put up because it's very windy there. This has caused a problem because some people who love nature, environmentalists want to save the birds, but other people also, environmentalists, want to use windmills to make clean energy and help the planet. So there is opinion differences. So author actually mentioning how many birds die because of other things humans do, like building clear glass buildings that birds fly into, or pollution from cars and factories, to show that even though some birds die because of windmills, a lot more birds die from other things. Now let's answer the questions and see why a particular answer is correct and others are wrong. Okay, so multiple answers correct, right? Yeah, let's see. First option, let's see the first option. To argue that wind farms should not be built along ridge lines. The paragraph doesn't say that we should stop building wind farms on hills where windy all the time. It just explains where birds get hurt. Okay, next. So A goes out. Second, to point out that the deaths of migratory birds exceed the deaths of birds of prey. So this is also wrong because the author doesn't compare the deaths of migratory birds to birds of prey directly. He just shows the overall number of birds dying from different causes. That's what author's idea. Option C, to explain why some environmentalists oppose wind energy. Why means there must be reasons. Can you find reasons in the passage? No. The author, doesn't mention that some environmentalists are upset about birds dying, but the numbers are used to show that other things are more dangerous to birds. Correct? Not specifically to explain, right? Not specifically to explain the reasons opposing wind energy, right? Okay, there were no such reasons why they are opposing wind energy, right? Option D, yeah, we have eliminated this. No, why problem with why? Let's see the option D. To demonstrate the number of birds killed by wind turbines is overestimated. So overestimation means exaggerated. So if there is a number of 5 million, if you exaggerate, if we project it like 10 million or 15 million, that is exaggeration. Is there any such thing anywhere in the passage? Okay, author's idea is birds are dying more due to human activities than windmills. That's what. There is no overestimation or exaggeration. So we should not pick the C, sorry. To explain why there are no reasons, C also goes out. D, demonstrate the number of birds, wind turbines overestimated. Is there any overestimation? Overestimation. Yeah. Frankly speaking, D is not correct because the author doesn't argue that people are wrong about how many birds windmills kill. He just shows its small number compared to other causes. The number was not overestimated. The particular activity, the killing of birds, the issue has been overestimated. So the issue of birds killing by wind turbines is overestimated, then that would be correct. But So let's see, we need more than one option correct. There are considerable number of mistakes in this portal. Let's see the E, why it is correct. To argue, so sorry, to suggest that wind turbines. So to suggest that the wind turbine result in relatively few birds, yes, comparatively, in comparison, wind turbines, result in less number of bird deaths. It's so straight. Okay, so E is absolutely correct, but more than an option correct. So somehow A is absolutely wrong. There is no should not stronger language. Pointed that migratory birds exceed the deaths of. There is no such comparison at all given in the passage that has been given in B. So B also definitely goes out. To explain why there is no such reasons. To demonstrate the number of, it's not number actually, the issue of birds killing by wind turbines is overestimated would be better, but we don't have any other option, so go with D. D and E would be the right options. Okay. Option D actually says the author's purpose in providing the number of bird deaths is to show that the number of birds killed by wind turbines is actually less than what people might think it is, that people are overestimating how many birds are killed by wind turbines. So, but actually what paragraph say? The paragraph provides specific numbers on bird deaths from wind turbine 300 per year and compares these to much larger figures from other causes of births like 97 million from colliding with glass buildings, etc. The comparison here serves to put the number of deaths from wind turbines in perspective against other causes. So, but so we don't have any other choice better than D. So go with D, no problem. Let's submit. Yeah, both are correct. Although the option D is problematic, as the question asking us to pick more than one option, the better option than A, B, C, apart from E, is D only. Okay. Yeah. Hope you understand. We meet in the next video with a new question, bit more difficult question. Okay.